Yeah. Want a cut?
Was good.
You're just angry because you missed your chance to get ice cream yesterday.
No. You know what? That's probably true.
That's exactly what it
There was ice cream yesterday?
No, I got McDonald's and wanted ice cream, but I ordered my food and he didn't say anything right away. He waited a second, and then he didn't get his ice cream because of that.
Absolutely savage.
Okay, so now you just got superior ice cream.
It is pretty based. Dairy
Topic of
Queens.
food, I've gotten Skip. I've had 3 mistakes from Skip in a row now.
What the
So
fuck?
I've had, and each time they've only given me 50% of the order back, and I'm like, why? Hey.
Yeah,
Or whatever,
apparently if
fuck
you
up,
have
like,
common
right.
issues with them, they give you less.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm like literally missing items, and then they're like, we'll give you 50% back. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's my 50. I didn't get it. Give me 100.
Give me all my shit back.
This ain't what I ordered.
Yeah, I didn't get the thing. Why am I still paying for it? Stupid. They're like, it's on the restaurant, so we're only giving you 50. I'm like, well, how about you sit down?
But you refund me and charge the
you're
restaurant.
refunding me in skip credits. I
Yeah.
don't need the fucking money.
Yeah,
like I'm going to buy the.
I always tell them
Food
that,
again.
like, give me the skip credits
Yeah.
because I'm just gonna buy more food.
I
I'm a human being.
I still need
I'm
to
gonna-
eat. I didn't get my food.
I'm gonna order food because I'm lazy. Like, I'm already using skip. I ain't stopping.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, anyway, hey guys.
Who needs to smoke weed when you can order
What?
skip?
We're live?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've been live.
Dude, what a terrible intro.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you talking about?
We're
We're just talking about
It's going live.
He timed us down.
Have you ever
That's
just
our intro thing.
come to D&D with not the good snacks? Like it sucks.
That was the most aggressive lid licking I've ever heard.
You already made that
I
joke.
made that exact joke on that exact creature.
But the difference is mine was funny, Chris.
Hayden, you're gonna make some lady very happy one day.
No, he's
Nah.
not.
You're gonna make her afraid.
Yeah, he's gonna kill her by accident.
Yeah, he's not a performer. He's not there to entertain the masses. This is for him.
He is there to consume and only consume.
Oh, jeez.
It's all
You know
about
what,
me.
you're right.
I win.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Do it back. What does Bruce say?
I don't know. I
You
kind
know,
of like Hayden saying I'm here.
the-
Yeah,
Yeah.
his tactic
Yeah,
is
you're the
for
one who
ice
told me
cream,
about
not
it.
for the.
I have
not
no
for
idea what you're
girls.
talking about.
It's a Funhouse clip.
Funhouse,
with,
yeah.
Bruce Green.
Oh, we get it, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Get my dick sucked. We get it. That's it.
Yeah, the oral etiquette is like, we
Dude, that
get it.
camera's so angled.
This one?
And
That one for
They're
sure.
both pretty angled.
Yeah.
Eh.
Nothing's wrong with it. We live in a society
There
where
There we go.
God is dead and we have killed
I
him.
don't know if I can fix it. That's where
Anyway, shall we? I guess.
Chris, go
Chris,
first.
go first. 1 plus 1 minus.
Let me tell you,
Should we
we're
just
gonna
all
go-
go together?
let me tell you, we're gonna be going straight to minus.
It's straight to
That's,
minus.
Wow, no plus?
I think, remember we all had
Yeah.
the same plus.
I have a plus. You don't have a plus?
Then you can say.
Yeah, you're
Then
the
you
one
can
saying
say
the
it.
plus.
Yeah, then you can
Rock
say
and
it.
roll.
Savage.
Just-
Go on.
You can say the plus.
I mean, ultimately, it felt very rushed. Like, definitely towards the end, it just felt like a clusterfuck of just like, this needs to happen, and throwing just shit at the wall, and it's like, oh god. Because then we got the spider thing happened. We got the Lord Baron Bandit Man on his way to the town, which, that I didn't quite piece together like then and there, but it's like I assume like this map you're supposed to be at the tower, but you sent our target as far away from here.
Yep.
Us
It's
knowingly, like
Yes.
it's like okay, so now we're going somewhere else, and then oh god, that whole debacle happened, and it's just I don't know what's wrong. I had this so thought out before stream, and now it's just like
Yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm like, Chris, this is nothing like.
This is not.
Yeah, it
This
sounds
is
like
like-
you're just describing what's happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was like,
I just don't like anything that's happened at all. Bad game.
I was like,
bad game.
Bad game.
I had it. And it was
For me.
Is it
co?
The
Are
idea I'm
you
getting-
upset that you were confused?
No, yeah, the idea I'm getting from what you're saying, Chris, is that way too much happened for no reason.
I'll forget it one way or another.
It kind of just
feel
felt
like
like
it's
it
for
just
no
happened for no reason.
No,
Like, not really, but
It's like,
kind
I'm
of. That's what I got from what you said, at
Yeah.
least.
More or less, yeah, and yeah, I don't know what it is. Again, this was like much better thought out beforehand, but now just like, yeah, there's the thing, you said it. It's like, example? What do you mean examples? I said it. It's there it is.
Yeah.
Like, what do you...
Well, we
Just
can,
know
if
what
you-
I mean.
If you think about it, maybe we can rotate
Just like-
back. But is there anything else you have to say? I'll let you.
I want to see more of. I think I said it last time too, and it kind of stands of kind of toning down the difficulty spike a little bit. It's like I mentioned to you last night.
Yeah,
Like,
we had talked.
so, like, yeah, every session since he died, we've had player death.
Yeah, every session.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, a part of that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
brought up like, yeah, in my case, I'm the only martial character. It's like, yeah, okay, that's why I don't really see full hit points.
Stop taking away my thunder, okay? Just
Yeah.
because
You're right. I will miss more, so you can hit.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I will.
You'll purposely never kill anything.
I will hurt you guys more,
You'll
so
shoot
that
us
your
more
guys
and the enemies left.
shine brighter.
You need my mute. Maybe I should take the thing that lets me hang off my mutagen. You can have the dex one.
Yeah, no, I'm
That might help.
I'll hand you my reduced person. I'll hand you my mutagen. I'll go get him Tiger. I'll just sit down.
And I'm,
I mean, he'd have to shoot his crossbow for that.
yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely retiring those dice, and we're just gonna have to fingers crossed. That,
The next one doesn't screw you.
yeah,
It's just been so long, man. It's only given you one.
It's so fun.
yeah,
And it was a good 20. Like,
yeah, it was,
Yeah,
but then it just kept giving you one.
Yeah, the payout is
Like,
how many
man.
ones did he get for that 120?
How many ones did we get the last session? It was like 6.
Last was 4.
It was more
From
than
Chris
4.
alone.
no,
We
I-
passed,
yeah.
we passed the 5 threshold.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah,
I
we
had
for
5.
sure passed the
Minimum.
5 threshold. It was like
Because
one.
remember
That
we
was the
made
thing.
that we made that joke. We're like, oh man, if it was that other session, he would have just died to goblins.
No, I'm pretty sure he only got to 4 that session.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was 5.
it was like 5.
But the point is, between 3 games, it's about 20 once.
About.
Yeah, it's like,
well,
Too much.
yeah.
We've had more than 20 ones in this game. Most of
yeah,
them
like
from
me.
you.
Yeah, like maybe it's time to put those dice away. They might have been made a little incorrectly. And
Yeah,
there's
no,
like
just-
bubbles
just-
somewhere
we'll have-
in
I
there.
think they just.
All right, blame the dice, Chris.
We'll have a ritual burning and sacrifice the dice.
Yeah, we'll put them in. We'll put them in a boat, and we'll put all their favorite things in there,
And their
like
wives.
nothing.
No, you just
We'll have a volunteer slave girl.
blow it up.
you just
Blow it up! We will blow it up!
No,
Modern day Vikings
Have you
just
guys
use
ever seen those
TNT.
walls of shame or like those dice shame postings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where people are
Dice
just
shame.
they're so
It's like
funny.
shaming the dogs.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
I rolled a 1 when my dad needed me.
Yeah, exactly.
I rolled 7 once.
My
My
dad
dad just
died.
went above an 8.
I couldn't roll above an 8 for 7 sessions.
Well, there we
My
go. If we have a
average
ritual,
die roll should be
ritual
10 to
sacrifice, we'll
11,
just get
and
him to make a
my
clip where
average
it's just
is
we
1.
don't. These are the bad dice, and this
No.
is what they did.
No, it's great. Yeah, when you do that, and it'll make an example for the other dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We gotta put them in line.
Yep.
Drill holes in them in front of the other dice.
All right. So is that all, Chris?
So yeah.
Yeah,
so less
I'm
less
gonna need
intense
to-
combat. And the only thing that I'll say in my defense on that one
No, you don't.
is
get
you guys did ask for there to be consequences when you roll that many ones in a row.
Oh yeah, no. 100%.
And I think that it went exactly
Yeah,
how it was.
You're right.
supposed to.
I paid for Chris's crimes.
No.
Fuck you.
It was just like catastrophe after catastrophe.
Yeah, I
You
got
want
it
it to be less hard? Roll less once.
I mean, things considered on that, I got a
Yeah,
pretty scot-free.
considering
Yeah.
the only person who suffered from his bad stuff was me.
Yeah.
Literally just me.
Yeah, like
I gotta roll more ones.
Yes,
I purposely don't roll so I don't screw the group over with ones. And what do I get? I get killed.
Yeah, it's like I met a plot device. I survived.
Should
That's
have
rough.
log.
Yeah,
Like
should
I
have
was-
the log.
I was blind for a while, but
Down for the throat.
yes, I would have killed myself.
Sounds like a lot of these problems will stop being problems when Chris stops rolling ones.
Got him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Devin.
No.
Fuck you.
No, but yeah, I do definitely, like, it's funny that you had mentioned that, because I had even, like, written in my book, like, character death in one session, shame on you.
Character
Three
death twice,
sessions in a row.
You're doing something wrong.
There's something going on.
You're doing something wrong.
And I realized that there needs to be a nice median. It's just about,
No, you gotta start killing 2 people. Is that?
2 people say, okay,
No,
we gotta
no.
expedite
He's
it.
got to do one off of a TPK every time.
Yeah.
So we never get the
The
TPK.
story always continues, but
Yeah, then we have that game where the one person lives forever and they're just constantly afraid.
It's like that monkey
We're not going back
experiment
to
where we
those
just get
days.
to the
We're
point
not
where
going
it's like
back
it's a
to
completely
those
different
days.
group.
Bring back the TPK.
And there's that
We've
one
had
person.
enough. We've done enough games where we've gotten like the near TPK where one party member
Started from
lives
the beginning.
and they become like the like they go from like the nice character to just the dredge of society because they just keep
Because
seeing all their
everyone they
friends
love
die.
dies.
Yeah, that's why it's gotta be like a routine. It'll be like, that monkey experiment where we just go through it enough times where it's just gonna be, okay, the group needs to do it. It's like, well, why? Well, this person said we need to do it. It's like, oh yeah, because that's what I was told.
Yeah, nobody knows that you're all gonna die.
And no one knows why anymore because everyone was originally
they're
dead.
There was a big game of
Like
telephone.
fucking groups ago. Yeah, every new
big
point
game
of
of
telephone
telephone.
slightly different. We have to go slay the lich in the ancient dungeon. We have to go slay the rich in the ancient dungeon.
The rich.
We have to go slay the rich.
We have to go kill Rich, that guy in the farmland.
You gotta kill Richard. Like the king.
Like the
I guess.
Yeah, that's what those other guys do.
We have to
my
go
uncle
into
got
the
married.
mage's dungeon and find Rich.
Find riches.
Rich. Lots of rich.
No, it's riches. No, it's rich. Like the guy.
Yeah, we will find Richard in the mage's fun dungeon.
I thought we were looking for treasure.
Oh, I don't like this anymore.
It's all going awry. But yeah, I dig it.
All right.
Next.
Glenn.
My plus, the role playing was probably my favorite moments. I got really invested early into the game because of the role playing, especially with the guards, and then we got started having things, and then we got into that combat with the goblin heads, and I was still role playing, and it was fun. Yeah, that was a good positive. I had a good time with the role playing. That was fun. My minus. Consistency was nowhere. Everything was super weird, and nothing felt like it made sense. We kind of had we were just randomly talked about it yesterday. It just kind of came up, and I think consistency is the best word for it because there was a lot of weird things happening. Like you had drawn this map to go and fight for us, but then when Chris rolled a 1. You killed all the guys there, and that was cool. That was interesting, and he was blind in the snow, and I'm like, oh, this is really neat. But then you had to do a Deus Ex to save Chris because he was lost in the snow. But you Deus Exed him with the plot device that drove us to go here, which immediately made us not go here. Which that's and then you're like, oh, I drew this map, and then you guys didn't go. It's like, well, you took away our one reason for
the
going.
one reason we were gonna go there,
And you put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, okay, well, all right. And then this world was supposed to be, kind of low fantasy. There's only rumors of things, and now every day we're encountering crazy shit like these goblin heads and these demon things, and it's like, wouldn't these things run away because there was an army recently? Like, I don't know. I came into this thinking it was a low fantasy and there's only rumors of things, and now it seems they're everywhere. He saw a flaming skeleton.
A part of that is again just like things that are happening in the background because of stuff that has happened, or
But it doesn't
that
make. But
yeah,
we
but
don't
you
know.
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything,
And
so we just see
to-
crazy.
To
right?
us,
Yeah.
it feels like
There's no information to prompt stuff so far.
yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like we're grounded in anything because it feels like everything's. All the moves that are happening
Or
have nothing to do with us. Yeah.
Well, even if they don't have anything to do with us, we just don't. We aren't aware of them at all.
Yeah, at all.
If there were even hints, like maybe we feel magic in the air weirdly or something. Instead, it's just suddenly, boom, goblin will-o-wisps, or boom, skeleton in the forest, or boom, aberrations. We're just like, the fuck? Yeah, like, it was, I thought it was, the cool one was when Chris rolled his 1, and it, like, you know, jumped him, and that was like, oh shit, like, okay. That was cool, but then we kept encountering weird things. Yeah, and then, yeah, again, consistency. We get to the town to fight or to go encounter the Bandit Lord, and we learn all this information. It was kind of cool. I just wish you had saved the big reveal for when we were all there instead of just when Chris encountered the guy. That kind of felt really lame, because it was like, oh, we know now, but we have to wait till we're as our characters to be like, oh, surprise, instead of out of game just going, oh shit. All right, well, I have to wait till I can actually roleplay this information.
Yeah.
And then, the bandits already being at Devin's house for whatever reason, like the whole group of them, including his higher-ups, that made no sense in my head at all. Especially because we originally were going to go find them, and then now they're preparing an ambush for us at his house. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
How did this happen?
How'd they know? How do they know we're here? It made, like... A thing I brought up was, it feels like you definitely took the note of punishing us when we roll 1s, but you don't. But there's nothing to counterbalance that in giving us rewards for creative thinking. Yeah. Like we decided to do this car bombing, and I'm sure you're gonna say it is your negative, so I'll hold off on going into too much
there's
detail,
one thing Hayden definitely didn't like.
He tried to distract the driver. Careful, Devin. You're just blocking the whole. You block the whole.
Scooch towards me.
Yeah.
Be less.
Hayden went to go distract the driver while we were trying to get into the cart, and then nothing came of that. He just fucked him off, and it was like, well, all right. It feels like there's no. There needs to be a balance in that. Like, I love the punishments for 1, because that was really cool.
Yeah, that
you
whole
get
thing
jumped
was
by the
super
thing.
great.
It actually made me go, oh shit, like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Oh my god,
cool.
that's cool.
Like, it was like, ooh.
But then every time we tried to do something cool ourselves, it was like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? You want to talk to the driver to distract him? No, he's already grabbing the Bandit Lord out of the house, and he's coming out. Oh, you want to car bomb the Bandit Lord? You pull all your oil things. Now he immediately notices and rolls out the door. It's like, now I have no options. And then another thing is, you had to Deus Ex your own trap that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like, all the bandits got jumped by some aberration. It was like, it just felt like layers of things that didn't make sense.
Yeah, they just
kept and then another thing I didn't like was when the Bandit Lord took his mom. It was like he went from being dragged to the same round, choking her out, with him watching. It was like,
Yeah, there was no checks for that or anything.
It just
kinda
felt
happened.
so rushed. There's no consistency. It felt very floaty and like it felt like a bad anime, right? It felt like a bad anime. And
a bad anime episode where the antagonists are like really doing good and the protagonists just suck for some reason, and there's no real reason.
It just felt like early on when I was role playing, it felt really fun and grounded. Like I was having a blast because I made it. That creative choice was rewarded. Like I thought, I'm gonna scare them, and then you went with that, and it was fun, and I got to role play and play it up. That felt great, and that's kind of what invested me early. But then it kept taking me out when all these other things kept happening. Mm-hmm. That it just
Yeah. So, I mean, just one of those things. It's like you said, balance and consistency.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something that I can work on, and it's just if you ever make like a map or something, just think, what do the players want? I could probably just put it where the map is. That's
exactly.
Like we wanted to kill the bandit leader. We talked about it a bunch of times to make the bandits scatter, right? And then he wasn't at the map, so we weren't going to come here. Why would we go here? There's nothing here for us.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
We literally sat there like...
It was like, this was a big, scary place with 60 dudes. We're like, oh god, that's scary. We're going to go to the bandit leader, and he wasn't there anymore, so it's like, well, of course we're not going to go anywhere near that place anymore, because that's just danger.
Yeah, and just, I think more, I think that's my more of too, just like, we're doing good with the ones, like fun. I like the pain of when a one happens, like, but also it's just some rewards for creative thinking. If something's cool or interesting, it's like, oh, let's go with that. Because like I got a bit of it early, but then it just kind of went away later. Yeah. I think he just got it felt like he just got caught up in trying to invent a story on the spot. It felt like it just felt like you moved your set pieces too much for yourself, that you had to think of something, and it felt like you were trying to create the story so quickly that you kind of ignored what we wanted to do. Like
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's what it felt. And again, it's just gonna be a matter of just like relaxing and just
take your time.
Yeah, that's just it.
Don't worry.
Just chill out.
Just it's a back and forth. You don't.
Yeah.
You can,
well, like even for I think as a DM, you should be able to do this and feel like if you're going, like, if there's too much happening, even for you, just maybe be like, whoa, okay, let's take a second. Let me think for 5 minutes.
It's like a great time to do those things. Is like when you guys are given space to role play and just sit down and have the right questions to ask yourself.
No need to rush yourself. Like we always joke about it, like, oh, the random NPC the DM didn't have a name for. Ooh. But like
that doesn't matter.
No one does. The only only if you have a big list of names.
Yeah, only if you have a written up character.
Like, there's no shame in being like, oh fuck, I didn't prepare for this, and my brain isn't ready.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna give them time to roleplay, or maybe we'll take a break or something. I can think of something.
Yeah.
Or it could be something funny or silly, or it could be anything, right?
Those are mine.
Fucking get them.
You're always touching me. So my plus, much like Glenn, very much enjoyed the role playing. Yeah. All our characters was a good time.
Want to see a dead body?
The more people I get asked that, the happier I just get.
That was literally the game of you asking people for dead if they
wanted
to see
a dead body.
It was great.
Even the Lord. Which was impressive.
Yeah,
it was.
My negative is just randomly throwing in the rule that if you miss by a certain by a certain amount in melee, you hit your ally.
Oh yeah.
Because we had not been doing that throughout the entire game. There have been other times where like I have missed by a lot in melee and haven't hit anybody and stuff like that.
Well, I think even regardless of that, we never discussed it. Right. It never got brought up, and then it was a thing. Like at the time, I didn't think it was that bad, but then when Hayden brought that up, it's like that's a good point.
That was
never
one
talked
of those
about
weird
it, right?
things.
Yeah. It just seemed like a punishment on what he was doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was I think it just very much sprung up in the case that I was very heavily role playing at the time. You know, I was literally like acting out, grappling this weird snotty goblin head.
Yeah.
And it felt like a funny moment because I was like, and it bonk.
Yeah, it's
one of those things that made sense at the time, but
it
should have been something that was discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised you just
it
went
was
with it. I thought
just
you were gonna go like what you normally do is you go, well, we'll leave it for now and then we'll talk about it later, kind of thing. I thought you would do that, but.
Yeah, we could. I think
that's better if we
could
come
have
into things
moments
like that,
where like, oh, you miss, you bonk them on the head, but you could just be like that's flavor. There's no.
Yeah. You don't have to do damage or hurt him.
Yeah. It could be like a haha, ow, right?
Be like, oh, you bonk him on the head. You get -1 to your next check.
Yeah, or like
silly
one
like
subdual,
that.
but it's like whatever.
Or one subdual, just something silly.
Instead of 8 damage, my skull goes in.
I'm dying.
Oh, I'm the alchemist. My last HP up was a 1.
Yeah.
Brain.
Yeah.
And something I can say more of is giving the time for the players to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And the big thing that happened with me for this was the driver of the carriage encounter. I tried to cast Cause Fear on him 3 times.
Yeah.
And every time I went to go do it when he was first getting out, and then he was like all of a sudden at the door to the carriage, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want to. Okay, let's try to like blah 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 a little, and then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it when he goes to get the Baron, and then you cut to inside the carriage, being like, okay, what are you guys doing right now? And then the Baron was outside, and I'm like,
I was, and that was not on purpose, obviously.
No, we know that.
I watched.
We know you're not trying, but
right.
Like cuck us.
Yeah.
It's not like you're sitting there like,
right.
Deus Ex Machina, NPCs, so they can't do anything.
There's a lot of where I'm like, I shall do this. I guess I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
It's just like we were saying, the chaos, it was going so fast that it didn't.
I get you.
Things got missed a lot.
Yeah.
You're pulling a main man. You just want all of it right now.
Right?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot about our joke. Yeah,
We'll say it at the end. We'll say it at the end.
Yeah.
Pull the main man.
Pull the main man's got
You want it all right.
You want it all
With
right.
a drastic, in-depth explanation of what this means.
No, and I think I have kind of it seems like a summary, but I'll wait until after.
Yeah, we can go over everything on it. So
Yeah. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so you know.
No.
I don't know. You might want to say more. My positive, same as them. Role playing was really fun. I got to kind of play out my character's backstory a little bit for myself, which was kind of fun. I really like that. Yeah, it's really just once Chris kind of got gone, that's where things started to go a little bit downhill.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, because for me, my biggest thing was kind of like Glenn's consistency, but more in the sense of like consistency with what was going on in fights, what was going on with abilities, what was going on with everything like that. Like there was a lot of moments where it just felt like what we did as players in specific instances had no effect on the outcome.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, I don't think, because like you said, you missed that whole, like with my death, you missed that whole distance thing, right?
Yeah, it was.
But that's because you got caught up and you were like, oh yeah, she's gonna hit him, blah blah blah. But like it was just little moments like that happened a lot.
Yeah.
Like with Hayden, there was a couple. Like it just started to happen more and more and more. And I think it was just the chaos of everything, just kind of losing track of what you were doing.
Yeah, it was pretty loose.
I think it was just that combat was the bad one, because like
that combat was the bad one. That's what I'm talking about. But
because it wasn't really a combat, it was more just like weird movements.
Yeah, well, it was like the other thing was like Hayden brought it up. The distance was so inconsistent with the carriage because in the same round that the Lord jumped out of the wagon, I was 125 feet away from him, and I jumped out in the same round. And I get because the wagon was moving, that makes some sort of sense in your brain. But it's like, it was just movements that didn't make sense.
It was like too much or too
it was
little.
too much or too little all at once. Like it was like... Yeah, like one big thing was I got thrown way the hell over there. And technically I should have been like beside Glenn. Because I was like a second behind him.
I should have been further up because I jumped out that next round because I pulled the oil out and then he jumped out that round.
Yeah.
And then you jumped out, and then I went,
what happened is the Lord jumped,
had it reversed
and then you threw your thing because I said cheese on my last turn.
Yeah, that's
and then you went, and then I
then you
reflectively dodged with a reflex, so it wasn't even my turn. Right? So it was just like a whole 6 seconds was unaccounted for, really, technically there. And it's I get it, you get caught up in the moments, but it was just like that kept happening. Like I got out of the wagon, she was 50 feet from me, I was like, shit, okay, I can run, this is good, and then all of a sudden she's killing me, and it's just like.
What?
There's a lot of just little tiny things that like
just accumulated into kind of a messy session.
Yeah. And like it resulted in my character's death.
Yeah,
which that's a big no-no.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like at the end of the day, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. When it comes to certainly like bad rulings, and I think that's one of those things that
do what Chris does. Don't even bother killing the player. In the fight.
Off screen.
Off screen.
At least I got her on screen death.
I'll never let that go.
It happened once so far.
You're right. We're retconning it so that you died off the screen.
But I do actually have an idea of my character on my team.
Okay. And I was that was one of those things that I wanted to bring up after this, and well, like that would be next. But I think that the biggest thing that I'm getting is consistency. And just slowing down.
Yeah.
Consistency and giving the players the opportunity to just kind of push what are the story.
And I want to
release the reins.
Release the reins. That was another thing I want to say. I want to see more of you releasing the reins. That was my more of, because there was a lot of moments of. I remember you interrupted me about 4 or 5 times unintentionally because you wanted to move on to the next part. When like there was times when we were role playing or we were trying to do something and you would accidentally interrupt us. Mostly me. I can't account for everybody, but you did interrupt Hayden at one point, and like it just happened at moments where it's like I was trying to do something little, like not huge, but just something little, and you would be like, no, I'm doing this. And like you wouldn't really notice what was going on with the table, or like you were kind of just describing everything before people had opportunities to interact. Like a big example was the driver with Hayden. That was the best example. I think there was like another instance maybe. Because I think it was during the wagon I wanted to do something, you interrupt, and then I ended up doing it later anyways. So it wasn't a big deal because I got to do it, but it was that whole interrupting thing. I was like, yeah, let go of the reins sometimes. Just let us do our stuff, and like if you have to intervene, cool, because that's normal. But like, don't force your way in. If you notice you're doing that, I don't know.
It depends. I think again, it just comes down to the fact of like, just take your time because you don't need to rush. You are literally the guidance of the story. Yeah. If we say we're gonna do something, we can't literally just do it without you going, right?
Well, that you can hear us do it and then say, well, this is what it's gonna turn into. Because like, oh, you got to make this check. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's fine if you want to
just as long as we get the chance to say it, right? That's what I'm worried about.
And you have to interruip, like, do it because.
Oh no, interruptions. And like I said, have their place, but not all the time.
I feel like. If I were to summarize it all, it's consistency and balance is really the biggest thing. It's a matter of listening as much as I sit back and just kind of do work and listen to you guys, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But keep it up with the punishments. I'm on the same page as everyone. I like that whole monster thing. That was super cool. It was as soon as the Baron Lord showed up, it was just like.
Things got weird.
Things got weird. Yeah. It didn't really make sense anymore.
And
that's when the Deus Exin started.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a matter. And the other thing is like putting more foreground, foreground.
Yeah, a little more. Yeah, that's one thing I think you said or Glenn said.
I'm not really.
Of just like the little notes, little things for us to like grab onto and kind of be like, ooh, this is a fleshy little story thing, and it doesn't have to be. The Baron Lord is the Bandit Lord. Like, it could be something like you find maybe an incriminating note, or maybe one of the bandits mentioned they saw something weird, or just little tiny things to give us more to kind of grasp onto. Because, like, I remember said it last time of just, like, it was not as bad last time. This time it really showed. And it's still not, like, the worst, but it is starting to, like, look like, okay, things are just kind of happening around us. And we're not really involved too much. Like, at least that's how my character feels in the moment, very much.
Yeah.
It feels like everything's happening around him, and he doesn't have a clue why or what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just happening, and he's like, I guess this is happening now.
And exactly. Mm-hmm. Which goes into kind of the next thing, which is the death. And I think that it's important to have a talk about, like, because sometimes mistakes happen.
Oh yeah, shit happens.
And you know, shitty.
Yeah. I'm not like upset about it.
No,
I am.
But what it?
Yeah, you know what, Chris? Fuck you.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Why'd you kill me off screen? How did you even kill me in the game in the fight, man? But no, I'm still on that.
But
I have a pretty interesting idea that you might like. I don't really want to discuss it yet because I want to see if we can think of some sneaky things or fun things.
And I think another part of that is like I also and this is a matter of that weird power scaling that I'm dealing with right now is that I don't want this to be the set precedent either, right? Yeah. Where like I've got to revive somebody because death should still feel like it happen, but when it's not reasonable here, when it's not a reasonable death, when it's kind of like a mistake and that sort of thing, then of course, like it's
shit happens.
It's something that can be discussed and sorted out, which. So, seeing of which, your death and talking about your situation.
You don't get an option.
It was.
I don't get it all.
It was one of those things. That's very funny because it was one of those things that I literally like. It must have been like 3 days later that I was like, I think it was Glenn had mentioned like having discussions about death and stuff, and I was like.
I didn't know.
Oh, fuck.
All I'm saying, Necromancer joins the party and people are just coming back from the dead. Coincidence? Yes.
Hey, I never saw him coming back from the dead.
I think so.
It's not me helping.
Yeah. Just more overt things and strangities.
Well, like, I'm not gonna lie, if my death just kind of happened, I probably would have just let it happen. It was. I think it's just the circumstance of how wonky it was. I don't feel satisfied with that because, like, I literally thought it through, and I was like, if I got hit by her and she knocked me out, and then I just bled out, I would have been fine.
But it was like.
But it was the wonky situation, and it just.
Yeah.
It kind of fed into what Chris said. Of everything feels like it's really dangerous. Like every combat we get into, there's somebody there who can just kind of look at one of us and kill us in one hit, kind of thing.
No.
Like it just seems like a bit of a theme
that's
building.
I think it's funny.
We know.
It was just the little things, right? But like,
I get you.
Yeah.
I think it's like we said, and that's going to be like my big focus this week is balance and consistency.
Well, I think one thing to take into consideration is you're used to set builds, right? Like you always do point builds, but the problem is our stats are all over the place on this game.
Not typically, no.
Oh no, they are.
No, I mean
Glenn and Chris are very strong compared to me and Hayden.
Well, I don't think the stats.
No, I don't.
I really
think
think he just. I think that just yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more.
We haven't really done any we did like one fight against like skeleton.
No, I wasn't saying that was a problem before. I'm saying that's to take into consideration for the future. Is think about the point build difference and try and find a happy medium. Because, I mean, it's not really showing up yet because we're low level, but as we continue, if somebody has 18, 16, 14, 12, okay, that's a bit different than someone like Hayden who has no 18s, mostly 12s and 14s. Like, it's 6 levels of that low of HP count and damage count and everything like that starts to add up.
I mean, that's where you get into, like, magic items and so on and so forth. There are ways to
There's ways to make it better, I get that, but it is the difference.
I don't think that's
there's a reason.
right now.
Well, no, there's a reason the point build is the way it is. Like, if you have a modifier of, like, 16, like, all your modifiers equal 16, you're considered above high fantasy for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you're super strong.
That's, if you have...
I don't think that's
know
what we're
how
doing.
that... I mean, but I kind of see where...
The biggest difference is, like, you and Chris have a lot of stats. Like, I know your con's 18, I think.
I mean...
Yeah,
Chris,
you get 8 HP
Chris
from
isn't
that.
exactly
That's
one that
almost
needs
all
to
my
be
HP.
brought
But
into that
I've
conversation.
2-1.
I know, you rolled really bad, so that balances it out, which is really good. But in most cases, like, if you get a couple more levels and you get good rolls, you're an alchemist who's going to have, like, super HP.
I mean, a part of that is a little... I mean,
I'm missing
that's a little bit like
14 HP.
a part of the
Possibly.
whole thing of the randomness of the dice.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is take the
I don't
randomness
think
into
it's
consideration.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is rescaling combats and keeping things into consideration.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah, totally. Thanks, guys. I think that was like.
Yeah, no worries. Glad
Scary
part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever figure out what the hell you were trying to say?
No, I didn't.
I don't think we've had a bad combat, mainly because that last fight we had didn't really feel like a combat. It wasn't really. It was just everyone was like running around and the bandit lords doing auto grapples on moms. Like it didn't feel like it. We weren't fighting anything.
The biggest thing about combat that's happened so far is that things just do like more damage than they should be at our level.
That's
right now.
You haven't really been hit a lot other than recently.
I did
No,
take
you got
damage
other
from
than
the
recently.
wheels.
You took a bunch
Yeah.
this last game.
Yeah.
You took a bunch this last game, but before that, you never really got hit, and I never really got hit.
Yeah.
So we didn't really notice.
Yeah.
I know that. And then like when Chris brought it up, and then I started getting hit, I went, "Oh, I see what he's saying now." Everything hurts a lot.
I mean, a part of that, I guess like that's a little bit like level 1 to 3 syndrome.
The problem
right?
is
Like
when
a
you're
D6
level
plus
2, you can't really
right?
fight anything strong because you're level 2.
I don't mind.
A D6 plus 2 just ends up is a lot more significant than otherwise. And the other thing is, I've been rolling crits. Like it's.
That's
You rigged my dice.
I am rigging your dice. I'm actually sapping the energy from your dice by putting my dice on top of them.
Nice.
And through osmosis, I get all of your 20s.
Yeah.
Like that's just magic. That's just real.
That's just,
I will admit, I've been in
just
DM that gets a lot of
science.
crits. Sometimes you pretend you don't get it.
That, I was
Yeah.
even thinking.
Sometimes you just fake it and you say, "Well, I didn't get a crit."
and that's just it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't want to kill them, that's the whole point. If you're okay with them dying,
sometimes let the die fall.
let it be a crit. But if you're in a fight where you don't want anyone to die necessarily, you want to do
But
a
remember,
story mode.
I never fudge dice.
No one ever fudges dice.
No, nobody ever fudges dice.
So I can't
no,
do that.
I do.
It's not
Say
fudging
a
dice
crit,
if you
crit
put
damage.
caramel on it. That was the worst joke
pure
I've ever
dude.
heard.
Dude, that was fucked.
I loved it.
That was
doesn't
rough.
want
That
the
was
players
great.
dead.
A DM who doesn't want
Yeah.
I'm glad nobody else heard it.
I was too confused about the DM not wanting to kill their players.
It's me versus you, and I'm winning.
Yeah, you're winning. You're not even winning. You've only killed 2 of us.
3.
You're still alive.
So are you.
You don't know that.
Well, he's only killed 1 thing.
I am not back until next game. As far as we know, I'm dead. Yeah.
I didn't see TRUF. I was too busy running at the Bandit Lord shooting.
You didn't. He
He's the only one who does the necromancer.
He's probably got a lot of blood. Well, he saw me die and then went, I can use that.
Yeah. Witness death by the necromancer. Isn't dead. Interesting.
Interesting. Curious.
I swear.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm just going to become this new undead bud.
I'm
Bruce 2.0.
That would actually be could you imagine? That would actually be a really funny thing.
That would be good.
Because you have kind of weird undead stuff going on, then you have weird undead stuff. That would kind of be hilarious.
That's actually not my idea.
No. But thinking about it,
it would be
laugh.
Funny. It would be funny.
Right? But yeah, sweet. Do we want to do a bowl? I didn't even think about the bowl.
Bring the bull.
Rock and bowl.
Bring the bull.
20 minutes for bowl time.
It's a big bowl. Just remember to aggressively wash your bowls.
What the fuck was it?
Go.
This one. House rules.
Ooh.
That's all it says. I don't know what we're talking about. House
We're talking about
just
house rules in general.
Well, I know that one
Close the shower curtain when you're done using it.
Yep.
Toilet seat goes down after you're done pissing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lock
you
the
got
doors
it.
when you're done with them.
Yeah.
Clean up after
I
yourself,
think
please.
one of the biggest ones that we and most games
no screaming at
do
2 a.m.
is
5 times after 12.
just the weight, like weight limit and carry limit for your characters. I think that's one of those things that a lot of people eschew.
I keep track of it. I think that's very much something where it's like it doesn't really have a place in the game unless you're doing environmental stuff.
Right, like it's more
like
of a convenience.
Yeah, if I'm running through a dungeon, I don't really care how much stuff I have unless I have like 250 torches and 65 kegs of explosive barrels. It's like unless you're being ridiculous, like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so it's like so long as you're being reasonable.
In my backpack, I have 16 sets of full plates and like.
Another really good one is
why?
Like what the hell is it?
Squats.
My brain. Oh, multiplier for criticals. Because technically you're supposed to roll it 3 times. Or 2 times. Or
however many times the multiplier is.
Boring.
Yawn.
But it just takes so much longer, and
you're just doing the once, doing the multiplier. I think it's just faster.
Yeah, you have to be very experienced in the game to.
D&D is supposed to be a bit of math, and multiplication is part of math. So do it.
Yeah, I think the only place that rolling has is if a group's like really hardcore into like rolling dice.
Has mystic
and they like roll for everything, but.
We've got to make sure that the fire damage and the piercing damage is added first initially in the brackets, and then we're going to make sure that we divide that by their damage reduction resistances here, and then we're going to make sure that don't forget your bed mass, and then we're going to multiply it over here.
It's sacred geometry. That's all it is.
Don't ever bring that.
Never. Yeah, but it doesn't exist.
If you use sacred geometry,
everything has sacred geometry.
If you drop in sacred geometry in my game, I'm coming at you with a rake.
In real life.
You
drop sacred geometry in my game. Congratulations, this is officially player versus DM.
Yeah, this is officially a fight. This is my
I could give NPCs sacred geometry.
Yeah, as long as you don't slow down the fight.
No, he's gonna slow down the fight because you have
that's how he wins. He makes everyone quit because we're bored as hell.
That's how you get free meta magic feats. You do a stupid amount of trigonometry.
I think
just trying to get
another really good house rule is like I've always really enjoyed the like hero dice or why can't I hero points? Hero points, bennies, whatever you want to call them. It's just a fun little reward and something that you can get and use in a tight situation that's just a little bit beyond the rules, like rule of cool type stuff. No, I
hate hero points.
Really?
I only like them in systems where it's integral. Mainly because in every time we use hero points, we forget about them, use them to do the exact same thing every time, or they're never handed out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
always a big issue around.
The only time I like them is when they're regularly handed out.
Yeah.
Or they're like integral to the system. Like with Savage Worlds, they're used a lot, and they have a lot of effects. So the DM has to remember them, and there's literally a system for handing them out. So it's like, okay, perfect. But in like Pathfinder, where it feels like a little, hey, here's some hero points. And by the way, hero points do like 2 things, and don't worry about it. And the DM just goes, oh, right here, every time someone uses the hero points, the DM literally goes, oh right, hero points.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be handing those out more, and then they don't.
Well, yeah, the problem is like the way Pathfinder kind of does it is it's more like they're actually hero points. They're not bennies. They do like if you do something big, you get a hero point.
Yeah.
But your hero points also only do a couple things, and when you spend them, you generally want to spend them on something important.
First time chatter, welcome. I can't see your name from over here.
Polar Knights.
It's the perfect evolution of beards.
No, they haven't seen
goatee
in his true beauty.
He's got the head
mutton
beard.
chops. Yeah.
It's
the evolution of beards.
Yeah.
Chip cheerio.
But yeah.
Dude, you need a
God,
top
you
hat.
look so English.
Benice, no, and Benice, yes. It sounds like most, but
nice.
But be nice.
But most importantly.
But I do like I think hero points have a place as long as they're used and actually rewarded properly.
Yeah.
As long as they're actually incorporated, they're very fun. But like it was that thing I read that I know Chris watched it, the video.
Oh,
of,
yeah,
plot points, effectively. I like hero points when they're used that way, where it's effectively get. I like that his system better because it's a lot more. It's a lot better, but
everyone around the table has one.
Yeah, where it's like you can change something the DM says to make it maybe more convenient for your character, or maybe make it a little cool. Of course, reserving the right of the DM can say no sometimes, but it would be things like, we're in a mine and we're fighting a giant worm, and like, oh no, the worm's going to destroy the cave and kill us, and then maybe a player's like, and in the corner there's 3 explosive barrels just left behind.
I dig that. That's kind of like
just
what
like cool little fun things.
Luck rolls.
Yeah, it's effectively that.
Yeah.
Where it's just but I like the way he did it because it was effectively every player gets 1 plot point for the game. Only that player gets it, and then if he doesn't spend it, he doesn't use it, and it's gone, and then it moves on to the next person. Yeah.
Oh.
So effectively, every game, everybody gets a chance to be the cool character instead of the whole everybody has points and then some people use it more than others. It more becomes a thing of like if you don't use it, that's your choice.
Yeah.
Right?
So like
cool.
one person a session gets 1.
Yeah, one person per session
gets
gets 1, and nobody else has it, and then it moves around,
Yeah,
and it can constantly
rotates.
rotate.
Okay, that's cool.
I like that because then it gives everybody spotlights for a little bit, right?
Chat.
Yeah.
Chatty.
God.
Morning from Russia.
Russia?
It's so boring. We're stuck in camp. I hate the army.
Oh my God.
In the Russian army. That's
You're-
wild.
You're in the Russian army,
That's
and you're
rough,
watching us in
Talk
Western
about-
Canada
Yeah, 'cause
talk
he-
about D&D
he's
in
a
a
hero.
comfortable house.
You're the.
I have a dog.
I'm just kidding.
You're wild.
Sorry.
Um,
I don't mean to laugh at you.
but you embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck.
Oh god.
Embrace.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I mean,
Any other
Chris, is there a house rule you enjoy?
Yeah, see, I had one, and then we got off on the
play
hero
D&D?
points.
Oh, that's so cool.
Russian army.
The entire Russian army plays D&D.
Yo.
All of the
That's the craziest
awesome.
game ever.
Dude, it's gonna be like the World War I winter, where they had like they like met
what you have to do.
out of the trenches and had
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Except everyone just
That works.
It's
I
like
like
the
that.
European
I
Union and the Russians just like meet in Ukraine and just start
You
playing
hungry?
D&D in like bombed out houses. I think that'd be
There's a
funny.
few. No, just the nerds of us, lol.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you mean the best of us.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Best of us and the worst
You'll
of us.
slowly infest them with D&D. You get the not nerds to play slowly, because you'll entice them with like warhammers and crushing goblin skulls. You know.
Yeah. You just entice Normies by saying it's cool. Right?
It's fun. It's not a cult.
Join.
It's like, I'm not really sure if it's more of a... I mean, I guess it's because it's option. It's a house rule. I do kind of like the 2 traits and a flaw system.
Yeah.
Although,
See, that's not actually a house rule though. It's part of the game.
it's like, but it's just an option. Therefore, it's like
Yeah.
you can choose whether
Yeah,
it's
you don't
on or
have
not.
to do
It's
it.
like,
Yeah.
it's like I do like it. Although some of them are very specific. The traits, that is. The flaws I think are fine. Now, some of them are harsher than others, but
I mean, taking that +2 initiative trait, you wrong.
Well, and so that's kind of where I'm on the fence about it, is because the traits and flaws are not taken for flavor. Typically, they're taken for optimization. I
Please,
find.
I never
always
take them for
Yeah,
stats.
I at least now there's something to be said about non-game
non-Euclidean game rules.
like game rules. Yeah. When you roll an Ishnishnor.
See, I don't know. I've looked at traits, and I think that's I don't know. That's too harsh because traits aren't strong. Most of them. There's a couple that are. No, like really, there's a couple that are, and that's when you do like what Hayden's done with the sorcerer. That's an exception, but that's also a super niche character that nobody would actually play.
Yes, no one would play it.
Yeah.
Hayden would, but Hayden's not human. But that's what I mean. Is most of the time, the traits give you a +1 or a +2 in something minor.
and often specific.
Yeah, and they're very specific. And most of the time, you can just use them to add flavor to your character where you might not have thought of it. Because it does things like in the past, maybe you were bullied by kids in the streets. Cool. My character has that trait. Now I can think of that when I'm role playing.
The only caveat to that is and here's the thing: if it's
we have companies in Russia that have that as a question mark application. They prefer gamers and D&D players.
Yeah. What?
Oh, are you serious?
Huh. That's really
That's crazy.
Why do I not? Bro, I need to move to Russia.
That gets
They prefer D&D players.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Imaginative people. They're I'm
used
to what D&D players.
They're probably like, we want to take
we
those.
want virgins.
Yeah, we don't have any social life, so
That's
we can
what it
work here.
I thought
They're already in a cave. Just put them in the army.
They're just trying to take the dredges and just be like, we're gonna rehab you by forcing you to do work. We're gonna make you work out and not be like sloppy.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's silly.
That's actually kind of cool though.
That is not something I
know
know something now.
Yeah.
Well, and I
will
mean
do nothing with this information.
You have to think.
But I will have it.
It's a question of interaction skills, the way you see solutions go. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Exactly right. Like I mean, typically you're consistent. You know, a lot of people get together once a week.
It's the old joke of like putting on your resume like, I do weekly team building exercises with a group of like-minded individuals with a driven attitude and problem-solving skills. And it's like, on the resume, the boss is like, yeah, that sounds great. And you're just like, I sit down and play D&D.
But it is problem-solving, though.
It's all those things.
Yeah. And I think that a part of that has to do with like the way that culture has moved around D&D and the way that culture has moved around video games in general. Yeah, it is totally a good team-building skill, right? It
should be.
Well, I mean, in the best case scenario.
Yeah, I think the problem is just social dynamics. So sometimes it's not.
My favorite team building times is when my character gets
Listen, that was a good team building exercise. Now we all hate Chris. Great team building.
That was great team building. You fed the spiders.
That's where the problem is I'm taking notes off of his games.
Yeah. Don't ever take notes off Chris. No,
actually, I love your games, Chris.
Oh yeah, everyone loves Chris again. That's why we make fun of them.
My two favorite letters in team is me.
Yeah.
Listen, it's great. I just don't handle character death very well. It's just like, I happen, moving on.
Yeah, but also, that was pretty normal in our groups generally, most of the time anyways.
That was the first time we've killed someone off screen.
Yeah.
First time we've killed someone off screen. That's never happened.
I killed Aaron off screen in X-Found.
But that's because he didn't show up.
Yeah, Aaron, the reason he died was because he split from the group, and the dog creatures that were chasing everybody else just went, oh, there's a guy who's super slow.
Oh, he pulled a classic
where we all come from. We are so much alike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all just, we're just a bunch of
wholesome,
crazy kids.
We're a bunch of stupid idiots, right? Right?
Like, well done.
We're just crazy kids who found a hobby that,
just like we're all wholesome.
Kind of change the way you look at the world. It gives you something fun to do.
I still think it's wholesome.
Outlet. It is. It's wholesome. It's fun. It's when, when taken care of, it's probably one of the best hobbies. I think
it's
one of the
really
best
good
hobbies.
therapy.
I think it's not.
But then my emotions out. I can cry in front of people, and it's not seen as disconstructive and ruining the mood. You know. And people should get help. Instead of people telling me to get help and stop crying in the public bathroom, it's.
And how did you get in here?
It's not you in my house bathroom. Yeah.
Who are you? I'm calling the police.
This is my house.
Instead of people saying I'm calling the police, they say, "Good job, you're doing great."
Yeah.
Wow, I really felt something there, and it wasn't fear because a stranger broke into my home and started crying.
Break into someone's house and sit down and they're like dining room.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's like 2 in the morning and the dad comes out with a flashlight. He's like, "What the fuck? You just sitting there crying."
That'd be horrifying. You're just in the middle of the night. Like, what's that noise? You just, in the dead of night, there's just a guy
Yeah, you think
crying.
there's a demon there because you hear someone crying that's not your family members.
But yeah, best hobby. Do you have a favorite house rule?
We've talked about it before on the podcast, but the ultra crit.
Ultra crit.
Ultra
Yeah.
crit,
Ultra crit's sick.
In retrospect,
That's it.
The
That's all
ultra
we got.
fail. Also great.
320s and auto kill.
Yeah.
320s as an auto kill
I
is
like
a
that a lot.
necessity. Yeah,
Didn't
that's
we,
always fun.
What was the first time we did that?
That was my year and a half
Yeah.
game when
It's
the first one we
it's-
got, as I remember,
It's
was
hard to get
Connor.
D&D books in Russia.
Oh, that's
Is that just like
sucks.
policing of thought, or is that?
I think
I don't know.
Well, I think I know why that is. It's
Why?
because Wizards of the Coast is very LGBT, and Russia's very not LGBT.
You know
Yeah,
what?
Go to
Yeah.
Paizo. I don't know what their policies on that.
Yeah, they're not that much better.
I don't.
Their policies are similar. They just don't
I just
enforce it as much.
like I don't know.
It's D&D. It can be whatever the hell you
Yeah,
want it to be.
that's-
You don't have to write a specific Pathfinder book to make it that. It can be that.
Yeah, like it's just,
Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Orcs are considered people now. You think we're orcs?
You think we're
Orcs are always orcs.
yeah,
Orcs are always orcs.
That was the greatest.
Oh, I don't want to.
No,
argue about this.
that's
That's
yeah,
disgusting.
that's a
It's too
discussion.
political. I hate
I
it.
get you.
That's
No,
a
just watch the
discussion for
videos
something
online about it.
else.
There's some great ones.
Oh god. But yeah,
great videos online about it.
Hearing about that boils my blood.
I think it's honestly
But yeah,
hilarious.
I think racism has no place in any
yeah.
professional scenario. But the problem with modern politics is they love to put it everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You all thought that orcs were.
yeah.
No, we didn't. You did. You are thinking it right now by saying it.
Yeah,
Stop.
You
Orcs are just orcs.
Yeah, you said it.
The state is
I don't-
sort of gay here. They try and fuck us every time. Yeah.
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 I do.
Same.
I
Dude, same here.
I think it's a little different.
That's definitely not as bad here.
They're not as upfront about it.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fair.
yeah, the thing is they're sneaky about it,
Yeah.
but they also do things like stuff that doesn't like. Oh no, I have to wear a mask. I don't.
Oh, that's
though.
not. That's not. No.
No,
that's
but
not at
like,
all. It's more like.
I mean, the
It's
vaccine.
overarching.
It's more like, hey, we're gonna sell all our property to offshore people, and
Oh,
your
yeah,
prices
yeah.
are all gonna go up. Hey, can you fix housing prices? No.
No, because they're not fixing the things that are making housing prices go up,
Sneak another
and they never
one.
will.
I get you, man. I'm with
Yeah.
you. It's
okay.
pain.
It's pain.
Yeah, Tim, did you have a house
House
rule
rule.
before we move on?
Can't really think of one. I mean, like passive perceptions, passive
Yeah.
just checks are great in any game.
Yeah.
I think they're almost necessary by my opinion.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, I think they just make the game flow so much better. They make it easier on the DM, easier on the players, easier on everybody.
Well, I think that's one of those things that
lucky.
is. Yeah.
We are.
We are.
I won't
Yeah,
lie.
you can
We
say
are.
what
We
you
are-
like
we are,
and
yeah.
nobody gets arrested. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's rock and roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we meant by
That
it.
is
It's
pretty
not the
rock
same.
and
Yeah. We are allowed to do things.
You do have freedom of thought and expression.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
crazy.
actively and verbally blame everything on the Prime Minister, and that's kind of the end of that.
Yeah, I get. But yeah, I can.
Yeah,
You can say that online.
Like I said,
That's
that's
true.
the end of it.
I can say mean things about the government and not get arrested.
And not get
Yeah.
arrested.
That's pretty popular.
That is
Right?
pretty pog.
Yeah.
We have some pretty pog things.
Yeah, just you say it, and that's as far as it goes. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
The moment you're not allowed to say bad things about your government is when not good things.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good.
That's
Not good. Bad.
That's the deal.
yeah,
bad.
it's
That's
just
the
like-
deal.
Bad.
It's the deal. It's a bad deal.
Bad.
That is the deal. It's a bad
But
deal.
paper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I agree. I think passive perception is.
That's the only thing I
Yeah,
can really
just-
think of. I mean, we covered a lot of things. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, my opinion on traits, I think they're
Freedom to
great,
think
and I
like the
they should
state
be-
or
they should be
else.
games.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a Zuko. That's rough, buddy.
That's real Zuko.
Yeah, it's a Fire Lord Putin over there. That's a.
Well, if you ever have the chance to come to Canada, we're happy to have a drink with you. That'd be sick.
We'll have a nice Molson.
Yeah, hell yeah. Molson. Isn't Molson Canadian an American brand?
Cheers. Yeah. We'll have a nice water.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's water.
It is.
But yeah, it's about time now.
So, favorite character you've ever played or DM'd? That's a tough. I think that's a two-parter.
My blue orc.
My blue orc.
My blue
always
orc.
looks better than the red one.
Salder's my favorite character ever. That was the first barbarian I fully enjoyed, and then I realized, wow, it's so fun playing a big boy.
Yeah, just turn brain off a moment and
after like switch on
He
Dragon's
wasn't
Game
even like shooting. He was a fun barbarian.
like not really, just
no, I mean,
I can. Yeah,
we're too passive for that. But
break things.
We'll highly suggest that you head out. No,
yeah. We'll send a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a little rowboat,
Sorry,
so it might be a few years.
Sorry, Glenn. That was just really funny. But yeah,
Saldor was Vengefinder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a year and a half game.
Yeah, so
very memorable. Died even the death. Even though I was upset about the death, it was very memorable. Just the fact it just like I went to go fight Seb's dad, and he was a fire genie, and he just killed me. I made that choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was gonna let you guys go.
3 fireballs to the face.
Yeah, just you angered him and went after. It's like, oh, yeah, you wanted this, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what was his name? It was your game. He was the shifter, the Oozmorph.
Oh.
You were a tiefling with the needle teeth.
Oh. I'm gonna just say Osmeyer.
Osmeyer.
See, I was right with the Oz.
His name was Osmeyer Mold. Yeah, it was the first time where I made it.
Sorry. He's just asking.
Yeah. He's our current DM, but we all DM one way or another.
Yeah.
These two do most of the DMing though.
Yeah,
these guys
DM
here.
the most.
These guys.
Mostly him between that.
Yeah.
Well, not recently.
Yeah, no, recently it's actually mostly
you've been taking that reign.
Yeah. I do cock.
Yeah,
he does cock.
You do cock well.
He does like
good
cock.
You're all demigods. No. We've
just been playing for too long.
We've all. I mean, between you and me, we've got over 20 years in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I have.
Just between
us two.
Between all of us, we've got.
I started D&D.
I was like 20. I don't think any of us started when we were 5.
No, I have 12 years of D&D, I think, under my belt.
Yeah, I got 10.
Well, remember, we're 26.
Yeah, I know.
So
12 years.
Yeah, way to dox us.
I started around... Oh no! People know my age. What are they gonna do? Take my money?
Yeah, we've all been playing for over 10 years.
Yeah,
we've been playing since we were dumb, stupid teenagers who decided that, hey, it's a good idea to auto-kill our players. And we've learned through trial and error a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Also,
But, I mean...
And sleeping under foosball tables.
A lot of sleeping.
That's a real
cold nights. That was our war.
Comfortable place down there.
I don't understand how people can do that.
I think it's only comfortable because I went to bed at like 3 a.m. surrounded by a bunch of idiots.
He gets it.
It's old man!
He's old!
Not as old as you think.
Excuse me.
20 or 30!
That's how long he thinks I've been playing. This is my 13th year. Thank you very much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm the longest.
Yeah, he's the longest player. I am the oldest. I will give you that.
Yeah, you're old.
I am the oldest.
Wait,
We're like, oh yeah,
13
we've all
years?
played 10 years. It's like, what, 20 or
started.
30 for you?
Dude, I've been playing for 15 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I was 16.
I know I started
are
D&D
Jim.
2 years before most of you started, except for Seth.
Yeah.
We started
because I invited you to my dad's games about a year after I started.
I have Facebook messages on my on the memories thing from 10 years ago for me saying.
Yeah, I know you started later.
Stuff, and I'm like,
because it was me, Chris, Seth, Braden.
Seb. But even before that, we played with like
Ben
no,
Rellan. We played Ben Rellan, Jeffrey Niven, and all that.
Yeah. So that was
maybe it's longer than 15
It's for sure. Well, because we would have started like having D&D interactions when we were like
careful the camera.
When we were like 7, right?
You kept coming out.
Because we started hanging out around then, and then no, it would have been 8. And then 9
is one of the few things we have left that are out here.
Now, we also say he's old all the time.
Yes.
It's hilarious that you said that joke.
Yeah,
because
awesome.
we do that.
Yeah, the thing is that
also Chris did it to himself.
But yeah, so if we started
bald,
if we started
no, it was Brood Nectar
at around 9, then we've been playing D&D for 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. Yeah.
So
okay, so I was right.
You've only been playing for
13.
like 13.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Been 13.
Yeah, because I started when I was 16, and thanks for the follow.
Oh hey,
you need to increase the length on the alert box.
Yeah,
it flashed.
Yeah, I just caught the corner of my eyes. Like,
it also doesn't have Blood, Death, and Vengeance. It had the stupid basic animated zombie gif. What happened to Blood, Death, and Vengeance?
I apologize.
We're sorry, you've been let
Things
down.
have been changed. I'll be changing some stuff.
But
I got that clip for us.
Yeah, because I was
It
great.
was appreciated.
Yeah, because I was grade 10 when I first started, when I showed up.
That doesn't make any sense then, because we would have started playing
in
elementary school.
We started in grade 7, I think.
Yeah, so we would have been...
No,
it was earlier than that. We would have been 9.
I think it was earlier.
Chris, I think your math's
my first game.
Well,
no, Chris's math...
16 is when I was in grade 10. When
Chris's
I first
math
met
makes
you guys,
sense because, remember, he was 2 years older than us.
Yeah, and I will be 29.
There's another good question. What was your very first session?
Oh, I remember.
Well, we still have to finish this one.
Yeah. We just
we've been jumping around ideas.
Cut Chris off when he was talking about his favorite character.
Yeah, we only had you and...
Dude, you're
just one go. Chris hadn't even finished.
I understand now why they did not make a sequel to Narnia. You have the hell on the wall. Yeah, we killed Aslan in one of our games.
I killed Aslan, please.
Yeah, with like the best shots ever. He walks up, the guy's like, "Oh, it's kind of like have you used one of these before?" You're like, "Yeah," and then you just perfect shot all of them, and he's like,
so like I walk up and I've shot sights before, like I know how sights work. So I come up and I just look and I'm like, oh, it's off kilter. Let's adjust, and I got a perfect bullseye. It was like, okay.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna like when you know what's going on?
That was back in the day when everyone had afros.
I don't.
Yeah,
my parents have one picture of that day where it was you, me, and Ben in the long ride, and we all just had afros.
That's awesome.
We looked ridiculous.
We were all a bunch of long-haired hippies.
Yeah.
We have a great picture of you and me on stage. Those are awesome. That was fun.
There's a lot of pictures of that. There's the one in the hallway too. I remember those people coming up and being like, "Is that your real hair?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they got a weird knock and walked away.
What do you mean? I'm bald. I just wear a fucking cap. This is strange.
What do you mean?
Yes.
But yeah. So Saldor, what was your?
I was talking
Mold Man.
I was talking about the shifter made us.
Wow, that's really cool, Chris.
He was the shifter archetype where he was an ooze that turned into people, and it was the first time I made a.
Yes, you played a slime girl. Go on.
It was a boy. Thank you.
Could have been a girl.
That's a slime. It doesn't have a gender.
Yeah, he did. I made him. I know.
I don't.
Oh my world, Chris.
I don't like.
Listen, it's like I said. I don't care. It's like I said about Turbo Boost. I don't care if I'm not the.
Better make odds by your
femboy. I don't care if I'm not the. I don't care if it's not even my character. Turbo Bruce is canon. I don't care. But no, it was the first time I just made a very intentionally not the way the class was designed character. It's like, very limited skills. I just dumped all of his ranks into, knowledge and, stealth. He was an infiltrator. He was not great for combat, despite being a martial class. It's just that everything he did was I get in unseen, I get some info, I leave.
Which, that's, first of all, super fun. Very creative and a really cool idea. I don't know. I think those are some of the most fun characters to play and to play with, right?
Not to play with.
No.
Yeah, to have play,
Okay.
fun.
I
But
mean-
sometimes when you're in the party and there's one guy who goes, I'm literally useless in any combat, you go, I hate you.
To name another couple who've gone down that route that I've played, Finnegan Tinkerbottom.
You use it ladder.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, just in the game when everyone else was like telling, it was talking about the classes they were considering. It was all like super combat. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be as not that as possible.
His favorite movie's The Goonies. Yo! You got some style, man.
That's what's
Can I be Chunk?
Oh god.
This reminds me of
Full
a
cast in the room. Yeah, dude. We got a couple people that can do a truffle shuffle, bro.
wait.
No, I want to be Chunk.
So is
Okay.
So
I mean,
No.
yeah.
I'll be Sloth. I'll just.
yeah, it's good. So wait, now no, because you're the fat kid that's truffle shuffle, and I'm hey you guys. So that's just. I remember zero names.
Me too.
I know.
I just remember the pirate ship, and
Yeah,
like I
it's
got
like-
confused after that point. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Then another one that.
Why did they have a mutant in the basement?
And then just and then the last character I've done, which I think is gonna fall into the same boat, is that dwarf cleric who worship the assassin god.
Okay, listen. We said your favorite, not
Yeah.
your three.
You're waffling again.
Yeah, you're waffling,
Yeah.
Chris.
I like waffles. So
Seth,
shut up.
what's your favorite
Yeah, what's
character?
your favorite character?
Oh
Who we
God,
get?
it's to have played. It was for sure Sam. Like Sam was just so much fun. Sam Holton.
I got him. Sleep a hole.
He's in a sleep roll.
To give context, he was fighting a coat hanger.
I was drunk, fought a
Wrestling.
coat hanger, and I lost.
He did lose the fight. He
Lost,
lost
passed
fighting
out.
the coat hanger.
But it was he, you know, that it was just like a character, and he was a lot of fun, and it was very. I set very clear parameters, and then I think one of my favorite characters to have DM'd. Oh God, that's a long list.
We can take
There's
that
so
one
many.
for another
Yeah, we
time.
could save that for another time.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. But yeah, Devin, what about you? Favorite character?
Mine's tough because
I
like
can only think of one
no.
when I hear Chino.
I'm not trying to make
no,
a
not
statement,
her. I'm talking
but both of my
about
favorite
Connor's
characters
character.
happen to be women.
Rock and roll.
But it's tough
Women respect
because
her.
I had Alice in Chris's game, and I
Yeah,
loved
Alice.
playing her, but I never got to finish playing her. And the other character I really loved, that game also ended early, and it was my changeling in Glenn's game.
Oh yeah.
I loved that bard character; she was so fun, but they never got to become.
Was that my game?
Yeah, that was your game.
I thought I was a player in that. Because wasn't there also a synthesis summoner in that game too?
No, because that was the game where
Remember
he
somebody
was the
being a
murder
cheat?
princess.
I don't remember this.
This is with the Crimson Raiders.
Yeah, the Crimson
Oh,
Raiders.
yes, now I remember.
that
Yeah,
game,
there was the
yeah,
wedding
yeah.
thing, and then the goblin baby.
He was
Yeah.
the murder princess.
that was
we
my
became
first time.
besties.
I
Chris
was-
was the creepy old man who
Yes,
kept trying to
now I
like, sleep with us.
Yes, that's right.
It was really
Never done
gross.
any
Yeah, so I
combat.
played the occult classes, right?
Oh my God.
You were excellent.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff,
Dude,
you
oh
know,
my
the
God.
hobbits that travel in a Stargate looking for that one ring to
I've seen
unite
that
the planet of Hogwarts against the evil Jedis on the Battlestar with the Vulcan captain.
Dude, same.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rock and
that's
roll.
my favorite. My
Rock
favorite
and
story.
roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock
Man,
and roll.
Both rock and roll.
I've only seen like a couple of the things that he's brought up, but I understand what they're going on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Listen,
all
if I sat down at that
Kindred Soul.
space opera, I would leave the theater.
Anyways, yeah, let's move on to Hans.
I have a strong contender for my favorite character that you've played.
Well, it's probably it would have to either be Greg or Sadash.
Yeah, Greg.
Greg.
Boy, howdy do I just love playing chaos characters.
Greg
Yeah.
was just pure chaos.
Greg and Sadash were both pure
Yeah.
chaos.
But one was crafted, the other was born that way.
And the other one wasn't really crafted, it was more like held at gunpoint.
Yeah, crafted, unintentionally.
Life choices brought
Yeah.
them there.
Somebody made these life choices for Sadash. Yeah.
Connor put him at gunpoint
Yeah.
and forced him to join the
Yeah.
group.
These choices
Therefore
were made
making
for
him
him.
evil.
For her.
I'm probably gonna have to go with Greg because Greg achieved the ultimate goal
Yes.
of no one knowing if I had a poop sock or not.
Yeah,
that was a
you
big
said that
W.
and nobody knew if you were being serious or
Oh,
not.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, so-
okay, I
so-
don't want to know. I don't
You
wanna
missed
know.
the
I don't
poop.
wanna know. Please
Simple,
don't.
simple. We were just going to do this like ball, and everyone's like, you know, bring your nice things, and I went, oh, I'm gonna bring my poop sock with me,
This was out of game.
and everyone at the table went, do you actually have a poop sock? And at that moment, I won D&D.
Yeah, I mean,
I won.
You put fear in everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone feared me.
All players, the DM.
makes you think it don't limit you.
yeah, sci-fi is. We play some sci-fi, but yeah,
Sometimes.
Greg with the poop
Greg,
sock.
Greg was
Yeah, we haven't played sci-fi in a while.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we
think
did.
I'm gonna-
It just went absolutely ass.
That game doesn't count because it made me sad.
Thanks for that stint. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars was fun.
Star Wars is
I
fun.
enjoyed Charlotte's.
Yeah, like I love running Star Wars. I should do that again. That was fun.
Star Wars is a great system for short games, in my opinion. Long-term games are way too much for the DM, at least.
It's a lot happening.
It's a lot. Gotta think about planets and
You
governments.
have to think about tons of shit because it's just scaled up.
Yeah.
Right?
It's D&D with a bunch of different planets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The more I read Iron Gods, the more I'm like, Starfinder looks fun.
Starfinder
Iron Gods.
is interesting.
So I was
yeah,
reading
I-
Iron Gods, and it keeps talking about like
It's
Pathfinder,
not
literally
about
Pathfinder space battles, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
Oh,
That's like Spelljammers. I've never done a game with Spelljammers, but it seems super cool. 'Cause it's like Starfinder is like real spaceships, though, right?
Yeah. Literally, because like in the Pathfinder universe, there aren't like spelljammers or those like warp space things. There's literally like space empires and like hundreds of thousands of years old ancient.
No girls allowed in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that? We need a sign. No girls.
no more girls.
No girls allowed. Every time we've had a girl in our games, something's happened that's just bad. Mainly because we're all guys, and then there's one girl, and then stupid shit happens.
I mean, in what the fuck is it? The one with the werewolves that I ran. That was okay.
No.
No?
No.
No, you had a rough time.
No.
It was bad.
I don't
It was
know.
I
not-
wasn't-
Oh, just can't accept. Yeah, yeah.
Keep in mind,
I have no recollection.
keep in mind that lady also only did one thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No
idea
other.
what we're
Sorry,
talking
two things. Flirt with NPCs and steal.
Yeah, that's true.
That was it.
Yeah. I at first I chalked it up to like she hasn't played much, but then I realized that she's been playing since she was like a young person,
Right.
and it was like
Women, gross.
yeah,
Men,
no,
superior.
yeah. Yeah, we're on record saying that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Good.
Okay,
He's
good.
on
Good.
record.
I'm glad.
Listen.
They have to be-
It's
the
the
rest-
ancient,
the rest of us
it's
are
the
the
ancient
back out.
saying, girls
He's
have
on
cooties.
Yeah, Hayden said that. I'm
It's
not
like-
gonna-
it's like
I'm
we're
not gonna
talking
join
about-
this thing.
I can edit this however I want.
Guys, what are you talking about?
But you have
What is
nobody
wrong with you?
else
The
saying
ancient
it.
saying, girls have cooties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys
Remember,
got cooties.
consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you can kiss your homies goodnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
What?
Yeah, you gotta take your homie stress away.
Keep up the good work.
yes.
Let's go.
Speaking of which, how y'all feeling? We could do another question
No.
if you guys care.
No, I'm good.
No.
We could do it. No.
No.
I don't want to be here for till 10.
I respect it.
Yeah, no.
But,
I mean, this is the
yeah, it was
time.
fun.
Okay.
I gotta go to bed.
There's one. Well, let's just do that one question I brought up then. What was your first session?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
mentioned
sure.
that. Yeah. First session.
Wow.
First
I
My
have
session.
no
first
idea.
session of D&D
Go.
was ran by a friend of ours.
Ah.
The whole man.
Yeah.
No,
And-
not
and-
whole.
No.
No.
Certain Fijian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in this game, we made a character. We rolled up all our things. We didn't have enough players, so him as the DM.
Cheers. You too, Polar Knights. It was awesome having you on.
Good luck for coming. Good luck in the
Yeah.
army, brother.
Yeah, hopefully we see
Don't
you
die,
again.
please.
Evening.
Evening for us.
Or
Night, afternoon, or evening. Yeah.
We try and stream
Oh.
all Mondays at around the same time. So
I agree.
if you want to hang
And
out,
Fridays.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Fridays. So
We'll be here.
Fridays
We'll
also
be here.
around the same time.
Yeah. Close to the same time.
good luck. Have
Peace
fun.
out.
Don't die in
Keep
the
living the
Russian
dream.
military.
Stay warm,
Yeah, stay warm.
please.
Don't let your superiors hear what we've said. dude.
Yeah. That's
No, let them hear.
that's
Fine.
exile. Next time.
No,
we'll be
because then
talking
it's
like
anti-
D&D.
No, we're Russian propaganda.
Nice.
Oh no! Wait, our other military buddy was in the Ukraine.
Hey.
That's
Next
actually
time we talk,
that's actually
I might be in the
hilarious.
Ukraine.
That's actually wild.
Oh God! Please don't
Well,
get shot.
please
Please.
Don't shoot. Don't get. Yeah.
Don't
Just
Yeah,
shoot.
we like you.
Don't shoot, no
Yeah,
kill.
we like you. Don't die.
Don't die.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't die.
But
But
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, didn't have enough players, so he made a.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah,
Yes.
He made his. He made a character to play as the DM
I was in this.
of a homebrew class and a homebrew race.
No, Blink Spot. Oh no, I was in the second time he did that. My bad.
Yeah.
Because the one I was thinking of had wings. So we're talking about the one where that blinked, right?
No. So what happened was that it
was the shadow one.
Yeah, me and the other player were going through this like woods, and this like weird shadow assassin man appears, and he like threatens to kill us, and then says, "If you don't join me, I'm gonna kill you." And I went, "No."
It's on Halloween.
And so I instantly died, and I went, "Wow, D&D fucking sucks." I didn't touch D&D for another 2 years after that.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. I think my
instant coup de grace.
Instant coup.
That's another. I think that's another topic is D&D horror stories. But I always liked Rob's.
That's its own topic.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
That's its own beast.
But yeah, Devin, what about you? What's the first session you can even remember
honestly
playing?
Do not remember.
What's the earliest one you can remember then?
Last week.
Yeah, it's like I've been doing it for so long now that I don't have a first memory of D&D because all I remember is when I played D&D when I was young. The earliest character and story thing I can remember is Faulkner. My stupid barbarian who I played for like one game and then headcanon because we just joked about him so much. He ended up becoming a god of like wrath and destruction or something. And he lived on a throne of skulls and like he was literally just this stupid orc barbarian that like herdered his way around and like he was dumber than a rock.
Yeah.
But he hit really freaking hard. That was his whole thing. And then he just became that's the earliest memory I can think of.
Yeah. You are as smart as a baboon.
That's
baboons
a
are
very
different.
good one.
We'll bring up baboons some other time.
Millions of baboons.
That's probably my greatest DM moment.
So what was your first?
I can very distinctly remember my first session with Brian, and like I remember I was playing a druid with a bear, and we were playing, and I remember I was so young, and I think my guy died, and I started crying.
Yeah, I remember this.
And then Brian was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, he felt super bad.
He just felt so bad because I was like, "What do you mean he died?" Like I didn't get it. Like I didn't understand.
I remember this.
And so.
That's why the character wasn't that familiar because he died.
Yeah, he died. And I mean what that did though was I remember it firmly cemented my love of druids which I haven't played in a minute, but I always loved druids and the idea of them. And it was very funny. I look back and cringe, but it's kind of funny now.
No, it's funny. I mean, we were playing D&D in like grade 7.
Yeah,
like
everything we did was cringe.
Yeah.
Everything everyone does is cringe. Don't.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, but yeah, I love that moment
cringe
though.
with together.
Because even though I was really sad that like
we made along the way,
like realizing what could happen in the game, like
you can die.
Your first death is definitely always significant.
You can but you can be brought back. Like there's so much.
Hey, no, yours made you not play D&D for 2 years. That's significant.
But yeah, there was so much that I got from that first session, and
I still hate mimics to this day.
Which mimic are we talking about?
And but it was good.
Normal treasure chest is a mimic.
The one that I killed you with?
Yeah, that was my first death.
Yeah.
It was a wizard. It was my favorite wizard, and we had just interacted with. Well, this isn't my first session at all. I'm just harping off the mimic thing. It was I just met Braden's character, who was a sorcerer, and he was popping off with prestidigitation and stuff, and. Me being young, I was like, "That's so cool! You can do that with magic. This guy's really cool. I want to be like him." And then we went into the dungeon. The session ended. We started the next session. We were down 2 players, and because we played like that,
there was a second.
There was 3 of us. There's me, you, and Ben. We went to the dungeon. You'd said we're down 2 players. We should probably wait, but you guys will be fine. We went to the dungeon. It was it wasn't down leveled or anything.
Yeah, we hadn't thought about scaling.
Scaling wasn't a thing. So we went in. One of the rooms had 3 chests in it. Remember it very vividly because
I remember that room very vividly.
I got stuck immediately. After I 10-foot poled the thing, because I remember being told 10-foot poling chests is a good thing, but then I got caught immediately because I opened a chest. It was a mimic.
You opened it and it grabbed you.
Ben 10-foot poled the thing, backed into another mimic, and then you had to dance between us, healing us, and also we weren't allowed to metagame, so we didn't know what the Mimic's weakness was until I was dead, Ben was almost dead, and then you finally were like, I'm just gonna drink like, because I'm stressed out, so he drank, and then he's like, sword, do you want to drink too? And he put it on the sword, and then he still died.
Yeah, still died.
Because there was 2 minutes.
But the sword wasn't getting stuck. I was like, nah.
And it was like a 40-minute combat, and all I could do was sit here and watch my health.
Yeah, and watch your health just because you couldn't do anything.
I was just like,
horrible pass.
Yeah,
anyway, that wasn't my first session. That was just my first death.
First character. It was also a barbarian named Gilmore as a dwarf.
What a name.
Yeah,
that's like the most basic Chris name I've ever heard.
That is
the most basic Chris name I've ever heard.
It's not that it's a bad name. It's that it's a Chris name.
It's great.
Actually, what I was thinking of when I named him.
What?
Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. That's
it's I remember I watched it like a week before I went.
Not Gilmore Girls.
No. See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I remember. Yeah, I didn't really know how like any of the game worked for that whole like campaign. I was like, okay, I guess it's this and that. So I never raged. Never once, because I just didn't quite get it.
Huh.
And he went from level 1 to 15
And you never raged!
No.
That's wild.
I never raged because I didn't grasp it. I wasn't a big fan of just like I have to like erase and do a bunch of math. It's like no, we're just gonna
Yeah, back when we used to think you had to erase things and rewrite them.
Yeah.
You had stat changes.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. It's like I don't want. We'll just keep it up. I still had the highest strength, the highest hit points. Yeah, and it was great. I remember, because we went to like a village. It was us 3 and I believe 7 Connor.
Yeah.
And it was where Keith Strand.
Keith Strand
and his penis.
Wait, Gilmore was in that game?
Yeah. That was the first game. It was run by Braden.
Yeah.
Keith Strand.
Why do I have no memories of Gilmore?
I didn't.
Probably because you never raged.
Yeah, I never raged. I didn't really do
a bad fighter.
He was just a bad fighter.
I did.
He
did good damage.
I dealt the final blow to that purple worm. That you know what you did like all the damage to.
Yeah, please. I was the reason it died, but that's also because we didn't know the rules properly.
But I did do the final blow. That was a crit. It was like great, and then a purple worm killed me at the very end.
If Briar Web worked the way we thought.
Oh boy. Guys. I remember going into the.
I did 200 damage because of the way we thought it was.
Die.
Yeah.
It's like I remember
squares you take up. Be ashamed if all of them hurt you.
It'd be a shame if they all hurt you.
But there's 3 instances in the first game I really remember. It was the mirror or something like on his horse shouting "Hi ho silver away," and for some reason I thought it was the funniest shit ever.
It was kind of funny at the time. At least.
Thing 2 was. Everything in that village that we drank or ate was all drugged.
Yep.
Every last thing. And everyone else was like, okay, something seems a bit weird. I was like, well, you guys are fucking dumb.
I remember that. Everybody but Chris made the change. I remember that, actually.
Yeah, and Brent just took me aside. He's like, okay, listen, here's what happened. And it's only because you're the only one who failed.
Nobody else did it.
And I remember very distinctly sitting down and I was like, all right, guys, I'm going to roleplay. And then
You still did that.
And then yeah, like and the third thing I very distinctly remember of that first game was when we learned that there's like this evil cult thing going on.
Yes.
And you know we took some people like aside, like snuck them away, and you know we interrogated and all that. And then we got back and there were some more people like, hey, I saw you guys like taking like Chuck and his wife out back. Like, what's going on? And I can't remember the lie you said, but you rolled like a nat 20, and the guy was like, it was like, oh no, they weren't believers, so we had to like silence them. And he was like, you're doing God's work.
Yeah, it was pretty great. That was fun, you know.
Yeah. There was a lot of good memories from that one.
Yeah. The fucking pirate later on, the lich that.
Yeah, alright, Chris, you're waffling hard.
Glenn's turn. I still remember my first session. I was invited to D&D by you from Young Life. I met everybody. I met all these guys through our youth group in high school.
Remember when Young Life was
Christian youth groups?
Yeah, Christian youth groups. Funny enough, best way to meet interesting people.
Yes. Well, Young Life specifically, because they just kind of went, everyone's welcome.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was very
They invited everybody.
We were a strange bunch.
I just remember we always. Yeah. G.I. Joe Fridays. Never forget.
I got a cheeseburger because I knew the whole theme song.
What
I remember that!
Dude.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Pog.
I remember that very vividly.
Yeah, my first ever session, I was invited by you to come play D&D, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I talked with my mom about it, and she was worried because she thought I was gonna go like do drugs or something.
It doesn't sound. I mean, to be fair, we were right after the era where they thought people doing that were like summoning Satan and like sucking his dick in the back corner.
So it was at Katie's house. I remember.
Oh my god!
Went to the basement. It was dark as shit. I don't remember what you. I said hi to you. There was a bunch of people I didn't know. It was a bunch of people I didn't know. I was like,
those were definitely the weirdest.
You helped me build a rogue, and all I had was a crossbow. I remember that specifically. I sat down.
You know, I remember that because I remember thinking, why does he only have a crossbow?
Yeah, Seth was DMing. I remember that specifically because I remember your stupid curly hair.
Not like you're now, stupid curly.
No, it was a different
much
kind.
curlier.
It was much stupider.
It was more like
it was much curlier now. It was definitely like.
It was more like an unkept nest.
It was
and I had the same hair, just
then.
blonde.
And then I remember specifically while I was sitting down trying to like just get settled, I looked up and saw Connor across the table from me, and I knew Connor in my daycare.
Yeah,
I met him in my daycare, and I thought I was never going to see him again because he just left and I hadn't seen him for 2 years. And I look up and he's just sitting down playing D&D with me. And I was like, and we're like, I'm like, Connor? He's like, Glenn? And we're like, Pog, let's go.
Yeah.
I remember specifically being very confused that I could do whatever I wanted. Nothing happened in that session because we were just at an inn at night. And I was like, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to climb this wall and go through the window. Well, this is cool. And then I got shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I can get shot.
My actions
consequences.
Now that game didn't go anywhere because there were 2 girls in it. Like,
we're women. Yeah, there was literally 2 girls. I remember specifically leaving because my curfew was up or something, and as I was leaving, everyone was like, all right, lap dances, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, that was
what
the
is
weirdest.
That? I'm like, I don't know what that is. I literally was like,
that was the weirdest D&D we've ever played.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't remember anything after that.
Oh, I have a very, very detailed memory of that entire 2-day session of what happened. That was the weirdest 2 days of my life.
I genuinely don't.
All I'm saying, bring back post D&D lap dances.
All I'm saying, Glenn, is it's good you left when you did because things got wild.
I had no.
Things got real wild.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I was too young to understand what any of that was. I had no women encounters.
Trust me, that was safer that way.
A women encounter.
It was much safer that way.
It's like a Wendigo. It just like a cryptid. A women encounter.
I don't know why, but my memories of that day were just so incredibly strong. I just still can remember it like it's.
I remember the basement. I just don't remember anything about it. I remember what it looked like, kind of.
I have its layout perfectly in my head because it was the first time I played D&D.
Yeah,
and it was.
I remember that basement.
There was just so many
firsts. Young Life there a lot.
I met all these cool people, and then I re-met Connor, which I thought he was my best friend in when I was in daycare. Yeah, and I thought I was never gonna see him again. He was just there. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? Hello.
Lost in the distant lands. Screw your camera, I hate you.
we gotta figure that out. Anyway, thanks guys for coming and joining us. It was a lot of fun, and we hope to see you again.
We met a Russian.
He was great.
He's my favorite Russian ever.